chair. Make sure that this morning or wherever you are, what your time is, you're going to come to sit a little bit further back in your chair. Maybe you rest your feet on a book or blocks, but make sure your spine can actually settle towards the back of the chair. Rest your hands into your lap. And if it's comfortable for you to close your eyes, you can close your eyes. Coming to feel your body settle into your chair. Feel your breath gently moving in and out. Allow the legs to maybe splay gently open. Feel the weight of the arms slide off the shoulders into the lap. Soften any expression from the face. And start to notice your breath deeper down into your body, into your belly. So not trying to alter your breath here or direct your breath in any way, but just noticing the belly's movement as you breathe. Recognizing that even though we really use the organs at the top half of the torso for breathing, the breath can be felt and experienced throughout the body. Notice if your tongue is pressing against the roof of your mouth, let your tongue drop down from the roof of the mouth. Even move your tongue around a little bit in the mouth and start to build up some saliva so that you can swallow. And you might swallow once or twice. Swallowing creates a deep sense of release through the digestive tract. You can feel that release. Let your shoulders slide away from the ears. And now start to gently lay in your yogic breath, that deep belly breath. So using now a little bit of effort in the breathing. So the rest of the body is going to remain quite at ease while you start to exaggerate your breath just a little bit, starting to fill the belly up. And then gently engage the belly muscles, draw the belly back in. Again, inhale and fill the belly up. And then exhale and draw the belly back in. So a little bit more active breathing here. And keep that active breathing in the belly. Maintain that yogic breath. But again, feel a softness around the breath. So you might notice sometimes in our habit of breathing that as you deepen your breath, you get a little tense or tight. See if you can ease some of that tension away, let it go, but continue to take those deeper breaths. Maintaining that deep belly breath, start to gently turn your head towards the right, just as far as is comfortable, not creating any pain or discomfort in the body, but feeling maybe a little sensation of stretch on the left side of the neck. Then bring your head back into center slowly and turn it over towards the left. Again, bringing the head back into center, let's go over towards the right. And then back into center and over towards the left. One more time, we'll come back into center and towards the right. And then we'll come back into center and go towards the left last time here. Just warming up a little bit of the neck as we bring the head back into center now. Locate the tip of the nose with that internal awareness, your capacity to feel parts of the body, not by looking at them, but actually sensing them. So you're going to sense the tip of your nose, and it might be helpful to just kind of pat or touch the tip of the nose for a moment to lift up that sensation. When you feel the tip of the nose, you're going to start to draw tiny little circles with the nose, tiny little circles. And as we move the nose here in little circles, what we're actually doing is moving the skull in a very small way, massaging right where the neck and the skull meet. So at the back of the head there's a little divot in the center at the base of the skull. And that's right where the neck and the head meet, right up in there. And we're just doing a little circle there to create a gentle massage in that space. And let's try circling the other way. And bringing the nose back into center. We'll take the hands now, lift them up, and glide your hands around to the back of your head now. So we're actually going to find that little divot. You'll take the first two fingers on each hand and glide them at the base of the skull, right at the center. There's a little divot in there. And for some of us, the divot's not so deep, and that's usually because the muscles are quite tight there, but that's okay. You just notice that space right at the center of the base of the skull, and those two fingers on each hand are gently pressing in that space. You can do a little massage there if that feels good. Then you're going to take your two fingers from each hand, find the spine that's running right up into that little divot space. Place the fingers on either side and gently draw down to the base of the neck. So along the back there, from the base of the skull, draw down to the base of the neck. Then lift the fingers up, come back up to that little divot, and then draw down. Again, we're tracing along the edges of the spine, the vertebrae of the spine. Do that one more time, drawing down. And then bring the fingers back up into that divot, and you're going to press into the divot and just pull out slightly, just a gentle pressing in and pulling out. Tuck the chin slightly, lift up through the ears, feel the work there. There's a little bit of muscular effort in there. Good. Now see if you can maintain the effort. So there's a little bit of pull wide with the fingers. And now again, start to circle the nose. Just little circles. You can feel the movement, and the movement right there in the divot. You feel a little bit of that effort of the muscle there. Let's try circling the other way. Tiny little circles. So just a little bit of motion there in that divot. Really good work. Good. Then you can release all the other fingers. Give yourself a little neck rub there. Good. And then you're going to take your fingers around, those same two fingers, bring them to the joint of the jaw. Give the joint of the jaw a little massage. And then move the fingers up gently to the temples. Start to circle gently at the temples. Bring those fingers now to the space between your eyebrows, pressing just very gently there. You're going to draw out and over the bridge of the forehead there to the temples. So coming back into that centered space between the eyebrows, and then drawing out and over the eyebrows to the temples. One more time, let's do that. Going out and over to the temples. Good. This time taking those fingers now to the bridge of the nose. Same sort of action, but we're going down across the sinuses under the eyes and up towards the temples now. So from the bridge of the nose, down across the sinuses and up towards the temples. One more time like that, down and across, and then up towards the temples. Bringing the fingers now to the front. So I take 4 fingers on each hand, maybe 3 depending on the size of the hands. You're going to come to the chin, lift the chin up a little bit, and drag down from the base of the chin towards the base of the neck. See, there's a little pit there at the base of the neck. I'm going to draw down there. Good. You can do the sides as well. I'm going to encourage a little lymphatic drainage there at the sides of the neck. Good. And then you come down, you're going to feel where your collarbones are. So you have that little pit of the throat. There's little bony bits at the sides, and then along there, there's two bones, one on each side, that run from the throat out to the shoulders. Those are your collarbones. So find about the center of your collarbones and then draw your fingers down just below the collarbones. There's again maybe a subtle little divot there. And we're going to actually start to tap there. So a little bit of tapping is really, really good for releasing tension in the body. We're going to tap there just below the collarbones. Good. Good firm tap with the fingers. They can tap in sync if that's possible. If not, don't worry about it. Just let them tap there at the base of the collarbones. They're just kind of in the center base of the collarbones, tapping there. Good. Nice firm tap. You can hear I'm tapping firmly enough that as I talk, there's a little vibration to my voice. This is going to help kind of open up the top of the lungs, help encourage deeper breathing, which is more oxygen, more energy in the body. Really nice. And then if it's available to you, make some fists with the hands. Take your hands underneath just about where your armpits are, if that's available. Bring them anywhere there that is available for you. If this is not available for you, that's okay. Come back to the tapping under the collarbones. Otherwise, making those fists around the armpits, you're going to start to tap there as well. So there's some lymph nodes there, and we're tapping, stimulating them, helping to drain out that lymphatic system. Get that kind of moving. It's a really important system to keep us healthy. We want to get that moving. It's one of those systems that moves better when we move. If we don't move, it doesn't move very well. So we're stimulating it there, getting it going. Really good. Okay, let's take the hands out in front now. Interlace those fingers and gently press the palms forward. Now, of course, if this aggravates any arthritis or injury in the hands, you can take one wrist with the other hand and gently press forward and then switch sides. Good. Now let's inhale. Take both arms up as high as you comfortably can. Maybe the arms stay straight forward depending on your shoulders. Maybe they start to come up overhead. And now lift the chest up and you'll feel your spine lift away from the back of the chair. Slowly arc yourself over towards your left. Then inhale back up into center and arc over towards your right. You might feel this a little in your shoulders. That's okay. Let's come back up into center and go over towards the left, as long as there's no pain there. Let's come back up into center and go over towards the right. We're just starting to bring some motion into the spine. Let's go over to the left. And then center one more time over towards the right. Good. Let's come back up into center. Release the hands now. Bring them back to the back of the head. Interlace them there at the back of the head. So you're going to hold at the back of the head. Let your head rest into your hands slightly and bring the elbows forward. Then open the elbows wide. Good. Let's bring the elbows forward and open the elbows wide. Really nice. One more time like that. We're starting to get some motion, some lubrication in those shoulders. Good. Taking the elbows wide, sitting up nice and tall now. With the hands at the back of the head, you're supporting the head. You're going to lift your chest. Some of you might start to curve the shoulders back, lifting the chin up, looking up. Be mindful of the spine there, though. If you have any osteoporosis or your concerns along the spine, stay seated upright more. Good. Then from here, as you exhale, draw the chin in, round those elbows in, curl in, look towards your belly. Good. Inhale now, fill that belly up, lift the chest up, lift the chin up, look up, open those elbows wide, and then exhale, curl in. Good. Inhaling, lifting up, looking up. Exhaling, curling in. And inhaling. Good. Exhaling. Very nice. Let's come back up into center. Free up the hands, bring them out over the elbows. So I know this has been a fair bit of work for the shoulders. That's okay. If it starts to cause pain, you can always let the arms down, give them a bit of reprieve, then bring them back up. Good. This time we're going to pivot at the shoulders so the hands now come parallel to the ground. And then as you exhale, you're going to take your whole upper body, turn it to the right. Reach that left arm out towards the right. Good. As you inhale, curl your fingers over your thumb, pull the left elbow back and come back into center. Good. So that's an inhale to come back into center. Good. Exhale, you're going to turn to your left. Now reach your right arm out As you inhale, curl your fingers over your thumb, pull the right elbow back and come back into center. Good. Exhale to twist and reach. Inhale to come back into center. Exhale to twist and reach. Inhale back into center. Let's make these breaths a little bit stronger. So inhale through the nose, exhale out the mouth. Good. Keep going. You can go a little bit faster if that feels okay for you and you can maintain easy breathing, or slow it down a little bit if that feels better for you. Good. 3 more each side. Last one each side. Good. Inhale, both elbows back. Exhale, press both palms forward. Curl the fingers over the thumbs. Inhale, draw both elbows back. Exhale, press both palms forward. Really nice. Curl the fingers over the thumbs. Inhale, pull the elbows back, lift up. Exhale, round and press forward. Very nice. Let the hands rest onto the knees. You might warm the knees up a little bit. And then from here, you can scoot forward a little in your chair. Remove any blocks or props you might be using under your feet, so your feet now can be firm on the floor. Hands again on the knees. You might warm up the knees here. And then warm up the top of the thighs, maybe the sides of the legs, the back of the legs. Don't forget the inner thighs. Good. If it's available to you to come down, you can warm up your calves, the front of the shins, the ankles if that's available. Feet, if the feet are feeling a little chilly or a little cold, you can take the hands, warm those up. Good. Coming back up now. Warming up the sides of the hips. Good. Bring your hands around to the back of the hips. Give that a little bit of a circular rub there. Maybe a little higher up if the shoulders allow, so you're rubbing around the kidneys. Usually feels nice and soothing to warm up the space around the kidneys. Then we'll come around to the belly. Give the belly a good tap even, or a gentle rub if that feels better. Good. And then we'll bring the hands up to the center of the chest. We'll do a little bit more tapping here. Again, those fingers on either hand, we're going to tap right at the center of the chest. Inhaling deeply through the nose, exhaling through the nose. Good, firm taps. Good, firm taps, deep breathing, very good. Take another deep breath in and out. Good. Let's release the arms to the sides. Lift and spread your toes nice and wide, placing the toes back down onto the ground. Good. If you have any concerns for your knees or lower back, you're going to stay seated for this next posture. If the knees and lower back are feeling okay, you'll take your arms out in front, maybe lifting them a little bit higher if the shoulders allow. Press into the feet and then lift yourself straight up and out of the chair. Again, you're welcome to stay seated, but extend through the arms. If it's okay for your knees and low back, you can start to bend those knees, sit the hips back and down, and come all the way back into the chair. Pressing into those feet, lift up, straight up, reach up, and then slowly bend those knees, sit back and down. Good work. Let's do one more. Come forward and up. Good. As you sit back, really draw the hips back and pause just before you sit in the chair. So you're not resting all the way down. You're hovering the hips off of the chair, arms extended forward. Good. Breathing here. Have a look at your knees. Try to keep the knees behind the toes a little bit. Hips are drawing back. Heart is open. Breath is moving. Let's let the arms down here. And then take a big breath in. Take the arms forward and up. Exhale. Let the arms down. Inhale, forward and up. Exhale, arms down. Then inhale. Good, one more. Exhale down. This time as you inhale, press into those feet and rise up. Reach up, look up. Exhale, let the arms go. Inhale, arms up. Exhale, let them go. Good. Inhale, reach up, sweep up, look up. Exhale, let it go. One more. Inhale, big breath in, all the way up. Exhale, let it go. Good. Shake out the arms. Let's give the legs a little shake. We'll take the feet a little bit wider apart. Again, you're welcome to stay seated in your chair. You can do this motion from the chair as well. Slightly different, but gives a very similar effect. If you're standing, your feet are a little bit wider apart, hands on your hips. And you can start by sliding your hips from side to side. If you're sitting in the chair, feet are wide, hands on the knees, and you can glide the upper body side to side. Good. You're welcome to stay with the side to side motion, depending on what's going on in your hips. You might start to circle the hips. Okay. And if you're in the chair, that's a circling through the upper body, keeping the spine nice and straight. If you're circling, let's reverse the direction, go the other way. And then you might start to move those hips in more of a figure eight weaving motion, and looping the hips through center. Good. And then try reversing that motion. Loop it in the opposite direction. Good. So kind of like you're unwinding it. Coming back into center with the hips, walking the feet in now so they're more directly below your hips, coming into Tadasana, toes pointing straight forward, palms open, shoulders back, heart open, eyes open, deep breathing here. Feel your feet firm on the floor. Notice if you're locking the knees. So often, depending on your joints and sort of the habits in your joints, some of us might lock our knees. Gives us a real sense of stability in the body, but it actually is drawing that stability from the joint to the knees. Let's soften the knees a little bit and put the weight of the body more in your feet, freeing up the knees to prepare to move. Because that's what they're built for. They're built for moving. From here, if you're standing, your hands can come around behind you, palms onto the back of the hips. If you're seated, you can hold on to the back of the chair. Or if that's too much for the shoulders today, you can rest your hands on your hips. From here, we're gonna let the hips grow heavier downwards. So at the back of the hips, feel a heaviness going downwards, but then lift the heart up higher. So the front of the body is trying to grow taller, the back of the body is rooting down. Good. Shoulders drawing back, elbows hugging a little closer together. You can stay here, breathing here, pressing into the feet now. Really accentuate the effort of the legs. If there's any concern for the spine, you're gonna stay like this and get as tall as you can. If there's no injuries along the spine's pretty healthy, you then can start to arc the spine a little bit through the upper back. So think about the shoulder blades trying to squeeze a little closer together and that they're pressing the chest forward and up. You slowly start to curve back. Good. Wherever you are, breathe deeply. So don't go so far that you feel like you have to hold your breath to be there. Good. Few more breaths. Keep the chest lifted and open. Press into those feet. Then inhale, rise back up. Good. Release the arms to your sides. If there's any dizziness or lightheadedness, have a seat in your chair. And we're going to do another round of our back bend. You're welcome to bring your hands again around behind you if you found that supportive. Especially, I would say, if you have any lower back concerns, having the hands there at the back of the hips can be helpful just to keep that support for the lower back. Okay, if it feels okay for you though, the other option is to bring your hands onto the front of the body at the chest. So you'll stack one hand over the other at the center of the chest. From here, everything else is the same. So whether you're seated or standing, the back bend is the same. You're gonna press into the feet, strengthen those legs. The back of the hips are getting heavier down and the heart's lifting up now into the hands. Good. Shoulders back, shoulder blades coming closer together, getting as tall as you can. Some of you now might start to curve back. Good. Lift the chest up into the hands. Nice breathing here. Big full breaths. Don't hold your breath here. Good job. Soften that jaw. On your next inhale, slowly, big breath in to support you as you come back up to standing. Any dizziness or lightheadedness, have a seat in your chair. Releasing the arms to your sides, palms open. Deep breathing here. Bringing the palms now together in front of the heart. If it's comfortable for you to close the eyes, I'll encourage you now to close your eyes, heightening that internal ability to sense the body in space. Locating your right hand, slowly lift your right arm straight up towards the sky. Now, if that aggravates your shoulder, you can take your right arm forward instead. As the right arm extends forward or up, the left arm's going to draw down towards the ground. Then gently and slowly folding both hands back up together in the center. Then we're going to switch. Left arm will extend up or out, right arm's going to extend down. And then slowly, let's bring both hands back together at the center. Moving with your breathing now. As you inhale, reach those arms in opposite directions. Right arm up, left arm down. Exhaling, palms back together at center. Inhaling, left arm up, right arm down. Exhaling, palms at the center. Inhaling, reaching out nice and slow. Notice any urgency here, any sense to speed up. We're gonna go slow, reaching the arms in opposite directions and then folding them back together at the heart. So palms come to touch, then we switch sides. So linking the movement up with your breathing. I'll encourage you today that if you notice yourself wanting to go quicker, or maybe you're kind of bypassing that pause in the center, see if you can even slow it down more. See how slow you can make your motion here while still maintaining presence and awareness in the limbs as they move. Beautiful. The next time that you have your right arm extended and the left arm reaching down, pause there. Take your exhale to arc over towards your left. Then inhale back up into center and exhale, bring your palms together at the heart. And we'll switch sides. The left arm will extend up, right arm down, and then exhale, arc over to your right. Inhale back up into center. Exhale, palms together at the heart. So we're adding on a little bit of a side stretch here. Inhaling, right arm up, left arm down. Exhale, arc over to your left. Inhaling into center. Exhaling, palms at the center of the heart. Good. Inhaling, left arm up, right arm down. Exhale, over towards your right. Good. Inhaling into center. Exhale, palms together. Let's keep going like that. See if you can allow for the mind to imagine that this motion that you're doing, this sequence of movements, was all there was to do. That there was really no end. This was all you were going to do for the rest of the day. How would that change how you approach this sequence of motions? Would you give each motion, each moment, a little bit more of your attention, knowing that nothing new was coming down the pipe, that nothing different was going to happen? This was all there was, and we're going to give it our full attention. Next time you arc over towards your left, pause there. Keep your breath moving. If you're standing, press down into both feet strongly. Really engage the strength of the legs. Notice again about the knees. We want to use the strength from the ground up, not locking off at the knees. If it feels okay for you, your left arm might come up and grab a hold of that right wrist, giving it a gentle draw over towards the left. That's just an option. We're going to take a few more breaths here in our half moon pose, curving the body from heel to the wrist over towards your left. Good. Then taking your bottom shoulder, your left shoulder, start to turn it up towards the ceiling behind you. Let your right shoulder turn down. Continue to reach through the arms. You'll feel that stretch move somewhere different into your back. Then slowly rotating again to face forward. Inhale back up into center. As you exhale, bring the palms into the center of the heart. This time the left arm's going to go up, the right arm's going to go down, and you'll exhale, arc over towards your right, pausing here. And as you arc over towards your right, maybe your left hand comes up and takes a hold of your right hand comes up, takes a hold of the left wrist. There you go. Pressing into both feet, strong legs, good. And then that bottom shoulder, that's your right shoulder. You can start to turn it up behind you, rolling the left shoulder down in front. Keep reaching through the arms. Feel that stretch come into the back of the body a bit more. Wherever you're feeling that sensation, breathe deeper there. Good, then slowly turning forward, inhale back up into center. As you release your grip, bring your palms together in front of the heart. And interlacing your fingers here, press the palms down towards the ground, emptying the breath out. Inhale, now sweep the arms forward and up just as high as is comfortable. Big breath in, turning the palms to touch. As you exhale, let the hands come down as they come to the heart. Interlace the fingers again, pressing the palms towards the ground, emptying the breath out. Inhaling forward, big breath in as the arms come up, turning the palms to touch. Exhaling as the arms come down. Hands interlace, fingers interlace, palms coming towards the earth. Let's do one more. Big breath in, forward and up. Palms to touch as you exhale. Interlacing those fingers, pressing the palms down, emptying the breath out. And releasing your arms to your sides, return to your Tadasana. Breathing here. Okay, from here, if it's comfortable for you to come to the floor, you can take your chair off to the side. Use it for support to bring yourself down onto the ground. As you come onto the ground, you'll bring your legs up on the chair. And again, take your time, there's no rush. Your calves will rest onto the chair as you lay your back down onto the ground. Hands on the belly. If you're not comfortable coming to the floor today, that's okay. Simply come to sit in your chair. And again, we'll sit today with the spine all the way to the back of the chair. Maybe feet resting on a block or a pillow if you have it. Hands resting on the belly. Once you have yourself set up, whether that's legs on the chair and you're lying on the floor or you're sitting in the chair, palms on the belly, close your eyes now. Truly let the eyelids grow heavier over the eyes. Once again, see if you can soften any sense of expression from your face. And release the yogic breath. Release that deeper belly breath. Let a natural breath take hold. Just like you did at the very beginning of practice, start to feel your body settle into its shape. And then from here, you're going to bring your right knee into your belly. You might take your hands around your right thigh or the shin if that feels available, and give the leg a squeeze into the belly. You can point and flex your right foot a few times. Roll the right ankle. Roll it the other way. And then flexing the right foot up towards the knee. Give that knee a squeeze into the belly. Natural breath here. Soften the shoulders. This is our Ardha Papamukthasan, our half wind relieving. Very good for the digestive tract, helpful in the hips, and very calming for the body. Gently now you can release your right foot down. The right leg, if you're lying on the floor, will come back onto the chair. We'll lift the left leg up. Your hands can come around the left thigh or over the shin if the knee says it's okay. Giving the leg a squeeze into the belly. You can point and flex your left foot. Roll the left ankle. Roll it the other way. And then flex the left foot up towards the knee. So there's some effort there in the ankle joint, supporting that leg strength. You're going to give the leg a squeeze into the belly, breathing deeply here in that natural way. So when we talk about deep breaths with a natural breath, it's really about letting the body receive the breath, letting the body be soft enough to receive a full natural breath. So there's no restriction or tightness in the body. Then you can gently release that left foot down. And fold forward if you're sitting in the chair. Now, if you're lying on the ground, bring both knees into the belly. Wrap your arms around both your legs. Give the legs a squeeze in. If you're sitting in the chair, you'll fold forward. Bring your hands around the back of the legs and squeeze there. Good. Gently, slowly. If you're sitting in the chair, you'll make your way up. If you're on the floor, roll yourself over to one side. Maybe you're going to turn yourself or push the chair away or push yourself away from the chair so you can come to lay on your back with your legs straight out. Take your time to get there. You want to make sure you have lots of space around you. If you're sitting in the chair, you're going to come forward in the chair. Plant your feet on the floor, palms open in your Tadasana. For those lying on the floor, once you have your body extended on the ground, the spine is lying down, you're lying on your back, so the spine is against the ground. You can bend your knees and place your feet on the floor. So those of you lying on the ground, you're going to now lift your hips up just a little bit, shift your hips over to the right-hand side. So from your shoulders to your hips, your spine is running diagonal, open to the right. Good. Then once your hips are on the ground, skewed a little to the right, you bring your knees into your belly, and let your legs gently twist towards your left. If it's comfortable for you, your arms will open out to the sides. Those sitting in the chair can now walk their body around towards the right-hand side of the chair, taking a hold of the back of the chair with both hands and gently looking out over the back of the chair. Wherever you are, feel that restriction of the breath around the belly. That's a natural part of the twist, is that restriction. But we can actually use the breath then in that restriction to create a little bit more stretch. So see if you can breathe just a little bit deeper now into the belly. Create a little bit more opening when we release. Good. Take 2 more breaths here. Good. Then on your inhale, slowly unwind. Coming around to the center. If you're lying on the floor, make sure your hips are on the ground, feet are on the ground, knees are bent. You'll lift your hips up and shift your hips over to your left now. So from your shoulders to your hips, your spine is skewed a little bit out to the left side. Then bring your knees to your belly and let your legs go over to your right. Maybe opening your arms wide. If you're in the chair, you can walk yourself around now towards the left side. Keeping both feet flat on the floor, you'll take your hands around to the back of the chair into your twist here. Wherever you are, though, you're able to breathe deeply. There's no pain in this posture. So if you find that you're feeling quite short of breath, come out a little bit. Make sure that you're able to still breathe deeply. Let's do one more breath here. And then inhale to unwind again, coming around to the center. If you're sitting in the chair, you can nestle all the way to the back of the chair, maybe placing a block under your feet for that support. If you're on the floor, you're going to now slide your hips so they're in line with your shoulders. So your spine feels like it's running straight from your shoulders to your hips. Then you can extend your legs out onto the ground from there. Those sitting in the chair can rest their hands in their lap, settle the spine against the back of the chair, let the legs gently flop open. If you're lying on the ground, your arms will be more out to your sides, palms facing up. Closing the eyes. Letting go of the effort of breathing. Settling now into a quiet, still space. Maintaining present moment awareness of the body, of breath, the activity of the mind. It's staying within that gentle space of simply watching what is. Knowing there is nowhere you need to go, nothing that needs to be done in this moment. This is a time to simply be as you are. Slowly now start to deepen your breath. Allow this gentle exaggeration of breath to help guide your presence back here if it's wandered away. Slowly and gently now starting to wiggle fingers and toes. A little movement into your body. You might rock your head from side to side or move the shoulders around a little. For those of you lying on the floor, when you're ready, you can bend your knees, place your feet on the ground, and roll yourself over onto your side. And then slowly make your way up to sit up, either on the ground or bringing yourself back into your chair. If you are sitting in the chair, let's move forward on the chair again. Plant the feet flat on the ground, sitting tall through the spine, and we'll meet in our seats, palms touching in front of the heart in Anjali Mudra, eyes still closed. Take this moment as we come to close the practice to honor the effort that you've put into practice today, to acknowledge the benefits that you receive from your dedicated practice. And thank you for joining me again. Namaste.